Hey there, it's Jeannie. We're going to have to take a walk with your angels and joyflames.com. Welcome to your September messages in the quantum. Can you believe this year, how it's flying? Oh my gosh. So anyway, I wanted to go back to a couple of months here to see what's leading up to this, as those in quantum said that you'll see there's been a really interesting chain of events happening here. So let's jump back to July and look at what that was, their theme, what they were saying that was so potent about July, which was the yielding. Remember, handing things over, deciding that you didn't have to carry the whole burden of the whole world on your shoulders and trying to figure everything out on your own or between you and another person, and you could just go for yielding it over. All right, right? So then we got to August. And August was, let's check in and see if we can trust what actually came to us. What did we attract? What did we let into our life? Do we trust it? Even if it's something that we never imagined, we hadn't thought of, some kind of seed got planted probably in August where you were questioning, I don't know if I can trust this, because guess what? I've never been there before. I haven't done this before. I haven't explored that before. But you found yourself, you just kept kind of moving forward and deciding that you were going to trust it. No matter what you had known prior, what you had thought prior, what your perceptions of what is possible were prior, right? Okay, so now we land into September, we jump in here, and what are they saying from the quantum? They are talking about taking it another leap forward. Instead of getting stuck in that space where we can go from ricochet to ricochet, having to do with what do we yield over, and then, oh, are we trusting it? Oh, I guess that turned out better than I thought. Oh, that's good. Oh man, what am I gonna have to yield to next? What am I gonna have to trust next? Take it beyond that, they say. Go further. What's the further point for September? This is the most funny part because it's been coming in so loudly, and it started even coming in August, having to do with, guess what? Anticipating it better than you could have ever imagined. Anticipating better than you ever hoped. Anticipating grander than you ever thought possible. Anticipating that what if what you're yielding over and then what you're trusting is actually launching you further than you'll ever be imagining that could possibly have happened in this lifetime for you or any other. Just because, guess what, you took that next leap. Instead of getting into that ricochet effect of, okay, I guess I'm gonna yield this over and trust that it's gonna happen, and okay, that worked out, okay, oh, I gotta yield again. So we get trapped into that cycle of thinking that we're just making it by or getting by, or maybe even that whole philosophy around it's just gonna be one challenge after another, and that you just have to keep taking more and more risks that you don't know if you can do, but I guess you'll keep. That is very different than anticipating it, because when we anticipate things, we're looking forward to it, right? We don't anticipate things with dread. We dread things that are in the future, or we dread something that we think is gonna happen tomorrow or could happen tomorrow. That's completely different. So if you can jump this month, September, and decide, I am not gonna dread the unknown anymore. I'm gonna anticipate that things are going to keep coming together miraculously. That there are things waiting for me to let in, to allow things to be the best they've ever been. Because what is that leap, actually, when people say, all the things that I've ever intended, all the things that I've ever thought of, all the things that I've ever imagined for myself, that I was thinking when I was 3 and 5 and 7 and 9 and 13 and 17 and 19, but I just didn't let them in, I didn't let them happen. What do they say? What was their turning point? Start asking those people. When they're saying, I'm living the life of my dreams. I'm living everything that I ever thought was possible, but why did it take me so long to get here? Or why did I not let myself live this earlier? All of that, etc. They're gonna tell you something, and it has everything to do with what they're saying from the quantum about September, which is they are anticipating that things are gonna turn out far better than they ever imagined, bigger than they ever dreamed, grander than they ever thought that would be possible for themselves. Based upon what? Based upon past impressions of what was possible. In fact, today I was just out walking, and the angels reminded me of something. And they said this is true for so many people. In not so much maybe other countries, but it's definitely very true in the US, which is many of us did not hear two things from our parents that could have maybe helped us be from a different place, a different response to life, a different action even that we might take towards life. And that is, and these are two things that I heard regularly when I lived in other countries, from parents to children. You'd hear it every day, every errand that was run, every achievement that happened. You heard from parents that I am proud of you, and you can definitely do that. So what do parents say in the US oftentimes? Well, you know what? I don't know if you can do that, but I'm going to get behind you. I'm going to support you in that. I want you to be happy. All I want is for my children to be happy. But guess what? What is the key thing that we could all hear a little bit more of, no matter what age we are? Isn't it that, you know what? You can do that. Why couldn't you do that? Of course you can do that. Instead of, well, I don't know, we might not be able to afford that, or think about even that statement when people are told at age 3, well, I don't know, we can't really afford that. Maybe you're asking about going to school to become a firefighter, and you were just told at age 3 that you probably couldn't afford it. From 15 years later, like imagine the imprint that gets in there when parents say, we can't really afford that. A child is going to hear that as maybe never. Maybe when I'm ready even to go to college, it's not going to be ready for me. Like it's not going to be available to me, right? Okay, so round that circle out and say, okay, yep, got it. July, I did do that. I yielded things over. I decided I didn't have to control it all, right? Because when it comes down to it, there's a lot of talk about worthiness, deservedness, right? Of whether we're able to have abundance in our life, if we're able to have things happening magically and easily and effortlessly and without this hard work mentality that everybody is shoving themselves through things and forcing themselves to do things when they don't feel like, and then they wonder why they get sick and they get some kind of dis-ease in the play. And it all comes back to that place of, is it really all about the worthiness and the deserving, or could it be about control as well? That maybe we learned about not receiving from high control people because they were afraid to receive. They thought that if they received, it meant they weren't handling their life, they were too weak, they should be taking care of themselves. Well, guess what? That is not what's coming in from the quantum at all. They are talking about, we are entering this area and we are launching ourselves into it, of getting together, collaborating, teaming up, vibing with your community, is finding places where you know you can unite, and moving out of this whole thing of divisiveness and separating away from each other and walking away from each other and being apart over a difference of opinions or a difference even of a decision-making process. And so there's a lot rolling out here with September having to do with this whole idea of anticipating it bigger, better, grander, wealthier, more prosperity, more abundance, more ease and peace, and having things not have to be so hard, and hardship and struggle and all of that, and deciding, guess what? You don't have to live like that. And in fact, a lot of the people that you'll meet along the way that you're like, that person's on their purpose. Oh man, he's totally on his purpose over there. And you start asking them, what is this thing? I mean, what do you feel about all of this? And they'll say, I'm investing all the energy I can into it. Is it hard? I'm loving it. I love my life. If you are feeling like you're hating your life, you can bet you're not on your purpose, because you will never be out of joy if you are on your purpose. You won't be out. You'll never run out of joy. The vessel of your purpose is infinitely full of joy. So with that, my friends, September, allow it to be. Take it that one leap forward so you don't get into that cycle of waiting for the other shoe to drop, thinking that, okay, yeah, I can yield this and that, I'm trusting that, and oh man, but you know, next week I have this other thing going on, and instead anticipate greater than you can imagine. All the answers coming, the magic design of the universe happening, allowing in those collaborators, allowing people to unite with you, to offer you abundance, to offer you exchanges of energy where their area of expertise is, and you are allowing these collaborations to happen, because guess what? It means everybody matters. It means everybody can make a difference. Don't we need that? We need that on this planet. So by anticipating things to be happening better than you could have ever imagined, more beautifully, divinely orchestrated and timed for you, if you can let go to that, because it is really about letting go. It's not really about having to go and manifest it or make it, it's already here. Are we gonna let it in? Are we gonna allow that to happen? Are we gonna allow greater than we ever imagined to happen? You can, you absolutely can. It's your turn. All right, love you lots. This is Jeannie Blaha out of Colorado. Take a walk with your angels and enjoyflames.com. And we'll talk with you soon. Love ya.